very good afternoon. Much thanks for joining us here on the program. It is exactly 4 p.m. East African time, a time for some trending news. Let you in on what's happening around you. And of course, the National Assembly is making headlines today. We have that and so much more. Welcome to the broadcast. I am Nelima, and join me for the next few minutes as I bring you up to speed with the latest. And we begin. Members of the National Assembly have voted to approve Penina Malonza as the Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage, reversing the decision by the Parliament Select Committee to unanimously reject her nomination. Take a look.
The provisions of Articles 152(2) of the Constitution and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act 2011, this House approves the appointment of the Honorable Penina Malonza OGW as the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
And of course, that is a story that we are following up for you. And the committee and the parliament has as well approved all the 24 cabinet nominees that were appointed by President William Ruto. That is a story that we'll be giving you in details at 6:30 p.m. at Lookuptv and at 8 p.m. on Lookup News. Moving on, the court has allowed a request by the prosecutor of the 4 SSU officers accused of extrajudicial killings of detaining them for 30 more days to allow for investigations. The court has also allowed the Internal Affairs Unit, which is the IAU, to investigate the suspects, and the respondents in the case have stated that they will be heading to the High Court to appeal the decision.
Can it therefore be said that after investigating the complaints and misconduct against police officers, the IAU cannot take such officers to court? I do not think that is the correct position. The IAU is a unit comprised of police officers, right from the director to others of lower ranks. Section 87(2)(a) clearly grants the officers powers to investigate complaints against police officers. It is only after investigations that the unit may conclusively decide whether a matter should be handled internally, that is administratively, or whether it should go through the criminal process. There may be different degrees of complaints raised against the police. Some may be serious, whereas some may be less serious. Hence, Section 88, subsection 3 states that a police officer who commits a criminal offense as against law shall be liable to criminal proceedings in a court of law. End of quote. I hasten to state that before the IAU decides whether a criminal offense has been committed, the unit has to undertake investigations. The risk of repeating myself, I find the argument by the Respondents' Council that the investigations contemplated under Section 87(2)(a) and 87(4) of the Act are to be resolved internally not correct.
And moving on, more than 1,000 farmers in the drought-hit Mbeere region in Embu County have received sorghum-certified seeds that are expected to thrive the tough climatic conditions. Pan-African Climate Justice Alliance officer James Kanye said the move is meant to empower farmers to mitigate the dire drought. Kanye further said that the Gadam sorghum variety is the type distributed. Gadam is a variety that matures within 105 days and requires less rainfall than maize and beans varieties grown in the region.
Kuna mwingine na tumeweza kuwapatia mbegu ambayo inaitwa Gadam ama variety ya sorghum ambayo inaitwa Gadam. Tunahimiza wakulima walime vizuri ndio waweze kuinua hali yao ya kifedha, their livelihoods. Na pia hii Gadam ni chakula. Kwa hivyo maneno ya food security huwa tunahimiza sana, kwa sababu sana tunasema after before wauze mtu aweze kukula ndio aweze kutosheka, alafu ile inabaki auze.
Uzurahia kupewa mbegu ya mtama, maana hii mbegu ni kitu kizuri, tutakuwa tunakuwa tunakula, tunauza, tunapata pesa.
Saidia wakulima kuensure that wamepata mbegu mapema iwezekanavyo kama vile walikuwa promised, to ensure that wameweza kupanda na wamepatwa na mvua wakiwa wamepanda, so that they don't have any time to waste. Camera person.
And in celebration of the Legal Awareness Week, Machakos and Kisii County judges and lawyers, I will just stick that again, have come out to sensitize the residents on the need for them to be aware of the delays, settings of high bonds and other legal matters.
Chukua nafasi hii kuweza kuelezea sheria kwa wananchi bila ipo, ili sote tuwe na usawa. Kama ni mambo ya mashamba, tusichukue mapanga kwanza, tuweze kusikia mawaidha kutoka kwa mawakili. Kama ni mambo ya mali ya marehemu, tuweze kusikia kutoka kwa mawakili njia ya sisi kuweza kuzungumza kama jamii kule nyumbani.
High court stations where members of public are being advised on the concerns being raised by members of the public regarding the practice, issues pertaining to the law, and any other issue that they think may be necessary on the part of the Law Society and other necessary stakeholders.
And let's head over down to the coast. A Malindi family is seeking justice to get back their beach property from Mary Beach Hotel. The family now claims that the land was adjudicated to their late father in 1979, while Mary Beach Limited claimed they purchased the land from Benson Jiguna, who purchased it from Kinywa Murage, and they were issued with a lease for the same. According to the commission, the property was first allocated as a way of adjudication to Nyau, but was not issued a title deed despite being the occupant of the property. Let's take a look.
Kwa niaba ya familia yetu tumenyanyaswa kwa muda mrefu sana. Tumepitia madhila nyingi ambayo hata ingekuwa ni Mheshimiwa Rais angeangalia hii maneno ili tupate haki yetu, kwa sababu tumepitia njia ngumu kufikia mahali hapa tumefika, kwa sababu tumepitia kotini, kwa sababu tunajua koti ndio inaamua na kuangalia haki ya raia, lakini tumekosa kupata haki yetu.
Shida yetu ni ya plot number 374 ambayo imekaa zaidi ya miaka 10 kotini na bado hatujapata haki. Wakati mzungu anaanza kujenga 374, sisi tulishikwa watu watatu, tukawekwa ndani kwa muda wa miezi mitatu tukiwa rumande. Tulipotoka, mzungu akawa already amejenga fence na anajenga hoteli ndani. Tukaanza process ya kupeleka kesi kotini ili kutafuta ownership ya plot number 374. Tumeitafuta hii ploti kwa miaka mingi sana.
And a group of elders comprising of members from the Ukambani region and beyond have called for inter-crisis joint meeting between elders of Garissa and Machakos counties to resolve the matter of camel invasion before it turns into a tribal civil crisis. The elders at the same time demand immediate compensation for the slain residents in Kitui by invaders as a way of preventing possible tribal clashes.
Elders from the Somali region come up that we can meet and deliberate on the possible way of resolving this conflict that has been going on for quite a long time. We feel that the issue has not been sufficiently addressed. There has been a lot of gameplay within the issue. There has been a lot of rhetorics, and we are more than ready to sit and discuss this issue with a view to resolving it. Failure to that, we are sorry, the issue can escalate to a lot of nasty things. There is a lot of suffering because of shortage of food. The food deficit in this region is actually a crisis now. Very many families are going without food. Very many children are affected. We are saying both the county and the national government must now give it a top priority to make sure that there are no people that are going to lose life because of food.
And moving on, West Pokot Governor Simon Kechapin is inviting investors into the county, stating that the county is now safe and peaceful and has long been known for retrogressive practices of banditry and cattle rustling vices that have for a long time derailed development in the area. Kechapin also lauded the national government's efforts in beefing up security in the region.
West Pokot ni nchi ya amani, ni nchi ambayo watu wanapenda amani, si vile watu wanafikiria. That report, County Commissioner, is that West Pokot is among the counties with the lowest crime rates in Kenya. The lowest. Na ni kwa sababu unaweza tembea hapa mpaka Chaparare usiku bila mtu kukudhuru. Sehemu zingine hawezi hata 1 kilometer. Na hiyo ndio message tunataka kupea watu kwamba West Pokot is a peaceful county where you can invest and do business. Kazi pamoja kuona mambo ya amani. Because without peace, there's nothing that we shall be able to do.
And those are some of the stories that are trending at this hour right here on Lookuptv. And just to bring you up to spirit, stories that we are following up for you for subsequent bulletins. Lookup Tariff at 6:30 p.m. and Lookup News at 8 p.m. is a story about the vetting, the committee report. And now the Parliament has approved all the 24 cabinet nominees that were appointed by President William Ruto, and as well Penina Malonza, whose candidature had come in question, citing her competence, as well as Aisha Jumwa, which the minority report had cited that her conduct, given that she has a case in court, a murder charge in court, then they had doubts about her suitability, as well as Mithika Lenturi's suitability for the same, given that he has about 35 legal cases, which are matters that are still in court. But the Parliament this afternoon has approved all the 24 cabinet nominees. That is a story that will be coming to you in our subsequent bulletins and in details. Something else that is also trending today is Uhuru Kenyatta, the former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, who's been out for just about a month and a few days, if I may. And it's his birthday today, so feel free to send in your messages and birthday wishes to the president at Lookuptv on Twitter, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. And maybe what would you like him to be aware of? What does he think about so far the new government? Be sure to let us know at Lookuptv. That is where you can find us. And of course, let's keep the conversation going on across our social media platforms. Another topic that is trending across Twitter is Unga. And of course, this follows the sentiments of the president yesterday when he was in Kibra, Nairobi, and he did say that he needs 1 whole year for the Unga prices to go down. And of course, coming under a lot of criticism by different people and others, like-minded people, just saying that, of course, it will take time for the subsidies that have been put on the fertilizers. So giving subsidies on production, and hence then in the long term, then the food prices will go down. And those are some of the stories that are trending at this hour. Thank you so much for watching Trending News. I am Nancy Nelima, and keep it Lookuptv. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. Have a pleasant afternoon.
Kamata plotting at 349k. Oh yes, for only 349,000 Kenyan shillings, you become a plot owner at the Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki. The Great Oasis Gardens Nanyuki is located along the Nanyuki-Rumuruti Road.